Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're digging into something most of us, well, probably prefer not to think about too much. Why most people don't realize they're one click away from a cyber attack. It's kind of a scary thought, right? These online criminals, they aren't trying to crack Fort Knox. They're just looking for the digital version of an unlocked door. And that could easily be yours.
Exactly. I mean, your personal info, your bank details, your whole online identity, that stuff is incredibly valuable. And we often, without even realizing it, we keep creating these little openings, these vulnerabilities.
Yeah, like when you check your bank balance on your phone real quick.
Yeah.
Or share photos on the cloud.
Right. Or managing your business stuff online, using those health apps, every click, every device, it's potentially another way in for someone up to no good.
So the thing is, online safety isn't really optional now. It's basic, like putting on a seatbelt or locking your house. Our goal here isn't to make you a cybersecurity genius overnight.
No, not at all.
It's more about building good habits, helping you create what we're calling a cyber shield, a barrier made of know-how, the right tools, and simple routines.
Right, routines that protect you while you just live your normal, connected life. And you hear it all the time. Why me? Why would hackers care about little old me?
Yeah, that feeling of, I'm too small to target.
But these automated attacks, they don't care who you are. They're just scanning for weakness everywhere. Your small business, your personal accounts, those family photos, they matter to you.
That's the key.
And when ransomware locks up those irreplaceable memories or, one bad password lets someone drain your bank account, that impact is deeply personal. It's devastating.
But here's the good news, maybe the empowering part. Building this shield, it doesn't mean you need a computer science degree or expensive consultants.
Absolutely not.
You already do things to protect yourself every day, right? Locking your car, checking who's at the door. Digital safety uses the same kind of thinking. It's about spotting the danger signs online, making protective habits part of your flow, and using the right tools. We'll break it down into simple steps anyone can take. Okay, so let's really unpack this always-on world we live in. It's not just a small change from, say, 20 years ago. It feels like a total transformation.
It really is. Think about it. Your phone is probably the first thing you check in the morning, right? Connects you to everything.
Guilty. Weather, email, news.
Your whole life is woven into this digital web. Smart speakers, thermostats, banking apps, fitness trackers, they're all talking to each other. And every single one, while super convenient, is also another potential door for attackers.
And the sheer amount of data and devices is just, wow.
It's incredible. Back in 2010, the average home maybe had, 2 connected devices?
Sounds about right. Maybe a computer and a phone.
Today, it's closer to 12. That's a 500% jump. And online accounts, you probably had around 25 in 2010. Now, it's easily over 240 per person.
240. I can't even list that many. 860% growth.
And photos stored digitally went from maybe 800 to over 8,000, a 900% increase. Even apps on your phone, maybe 5 back then, now closer to 35. So this huge explosion of devices and data means your personal attack surface. That's basically every possible entry point. It's just gotten massive.
So even one weak link, like a smart camera with the default password still on it.
Exactly. That could be the way someone gets into your whole home network.
Okay, let's quickly define a couple of terms people hear a lot. Personally identifiable information, or PII.
Yeah, that's the stuff that directly identifies you. Name, address, social security number, maybe even biometric data like fingerprints.
And the Internet of Things, IoT.
That's all those everyday gadgets connected to the internet. Smart speakers, doorbells, fridges, you name it, they're all chatting online.
And the fallout when things go wrong. It's not just about losing money, is it?
Not at all. It can mean years of dealing with the mess. Credit monitoring, trying to fix corrupted records, maybe losing files forever to ransomware. And your online reputation can take a serious hit, too.
I read that the average identity theft victim spends over 200 hours sorting things out. That's like 5 full work weeks.
It is. All that time on hold, filing reports, fighting charges. And yeah, the average direct loss might be around $1,500, but the true cost, when you add legal fees, maybe IT help, lost wages, it often tops $5,000.
And the emotional side. We found research comparing it to a home burglary, like 7.8 out of 10 on an impact scale. That's huge.
It's incredibly violating. Imagine someone getting your email password, then maybe locking your photos, them finding saved bank details. One slip-up can really snowball.
Into a full identity hijack.
Right. And that's where something called credential stuffing comes in. Hackers get one stolen password, maybe from a data breach somewhere else.
Like that big breach at Company X last year.
Exactly. And they just automatically try that same password on hundreds of other popular sites. If you reuse passwords, well, they hit the jackpot. And what's really sneaky is your stolen data might float around on dark web markets for months, even years before it's used.
Okay, so this understanding of how attackers think, it really brings us to a shift in mindset, doesn't it? Cybersecurity isn't some tech chore, it's more like basic self-care.
Totally. It's like locking your door. And often the difference between being a victim and staying safe is just pausing. Pausing for a second to check a link instead of just clicking impulsively.
So cultivating this cybersecurity mindset, as you called it, what are the key steps?
Well, there are basically four. First, really understanding the threats. What are the actual risks you face online? Second, overcoming the barriers. You know, the confusing tech talk or that feeling of, it won't happen to me.
That denial is a big one.
It is. Third is adopting protective habits, weaving simple security steps into your daily routine. And finally, implementing micro actions. These are quick, easy things that give you a lot of protection for very little effort.
Micro actions, I like that. Like two-factor authentication, 2FA.
Exactly. That's a perfect example. It adds that second check, maybe a code to your phone or from an app. Takes like, what, a minute to set up on most accounts, but it makes a massive difference. These little steps add up to serious protection.
So it's about feeling empowered, not restricted. You don't need to be a tech expert.
Not at all. Simple, consistent habits are key. Start small, pick one or two things today, and build from there. You can build a really strong defense system over time.
Okay, let's pivot now and look at the actual criminal playbook. How do these common attacks actually work? You mentioned Madison earlier, clicking that fake overdue invoice link.
Right. It looked real, urgent, came supposedly from a client. She clicked, logged in, and boom, unknowingly opened the door. And the critical thing is, that wasn't some super sophisticated, targeted attack. That's standard procedure for them.
And the sheer scale is mind-boggling. You said 3.4 billion phishing emails a day.
That's the estimate, 3.4 billion, every single day. So understanding the main types, phishing, malware, and Wi-Fi issues is your baseline defense.
Let's start with phishing then, and this idea of social engineering. It's not just those old, badly spelled emails anymore, is it?
Oh, definitely not. They've gotten incredibly polished, personalized attempts using stolen company logos looking exactly like official communications. Sometimes they'll hit you on multiple platforms, email, text, social media, to seem more legit.
So it's really about playing on our psychology.
Precisely. Social engineering is all about manipulating human behavior, not just tech flaws. They use psychological triggers, like urgency, act now, or lose access. That makes you panic and skip thinking.
Or authority making it look like it's from your bank or your boss or the government you're inclined to obey.
Exactly. And familiarity. Using a logo you recognize, an interface that looks right. It lowers your guard because it feels normal. They exploit our trust.
Okay, so how do we spot these better-crafted fakes? Are there still telltale signs?
Yes, absolutely. There are 7 classic red flags to watch for. 1, generic greetings, dear customer, instead of your name.
2, pressure tactics, creating that false urgency.
3, bad grammar or spelling, although the really good ones are getting better at proofreading now.
4, asking for sensitive info. Legitimate places almost never ask for your password or full social security number via email.
5, mismatched or shortened URLs. This is crucial. Always hover your mouse over a link on desktop to see the real destination. On mobile, press and hold the link.
6, unexpected attachments, especially weird file types like .exe, .zip, or .scr. Be super wary of those.
And 7, the sender's email address doesn't quite match who they claim to be, like support at microsoftsecurity-alerts.com instead of the real at microsoft.com.
Yeah.
Subtle, but a dead giveaway.
You mentioned attacks getting sophisticated enough to bypass even 2FA.
Yeah.
That Microsoft 365 example sounds terrifying.
It is concerning. They set up this real-time relay. You enter your details on their fake page. They immediately use them on the real site. Then when the real site sends the 2FA code to you, the fake site prompts you for it. You enter it, and boom, the attacker uses it to complete the login on their end.
Wow. So does that mean 2FA isn't as useful anymore?
No, it's still incredibly important. SMS codes are okay, but vulnerable to SIM swapping. Authenticator apps are much better. Hardware keys are best. It just means 2FA isn't foolproof on its own. It highlights why that first step, not clicking the bad link, is so vital. That hover then verify habit stops that relay attack before it starts.
Let's take PayPal as an example. A real email comes from PayPal.com. A fake might use paypay.com with a capital I instead of an L.
Exactly. Or the logo looks a bit fuzzy, the greeting's generic, the links might go to paypay1.com with a number 1, even the small print in the footer might be wrong. These things jump out when you take a second to really look.
Which brings us back to that number 1 defense. Hover, then verify.
Yep. Hover on desktop, press, and hold on mobile. It takes 1 second. It stops most phishing right there. Oh, and one more thing. Don't just trust the little padlock icon in your browser. Attackers can get valid HTTPS certificates for fake sites now, making them look secure. Check the actual domain name carefully.
Okay, moving on. Malware, ransomware, drive-by downloads. Let's break those down.
Sure. Malware is just the big umbrella term for any kind of malicious software. Ransomware is that particularly nasty type that locks up your files and demands money to get them back, usually in crypto.
And how does this stuff usually get onto our devices?
Several ways. Malicious email attachments are still common, often disguised as invoices or shipping notices. Fake software updates are another big one, pop-ups that look just like legit system updates. And then there are compromised websites. You might visit a legitimate site that's been hacked, and it silently installs malware onto your device without you clicking anything. That's a drive-by download.
Yikes. So once it's installed, what happens?
The malware usually calls home to a command and control server. That's the attacker's remote hub, often hidden on the dark web. They might use an exploit kit, a package of tools that automatically scans your system for known weaknesses and tries to exploit them.
And ransomware. It hits individuals and small businesses hard, right?
Devastatingly hard. And the stats show that even if you pay the ransom, you only get all your data back about half the time. What's also scary is the typical timeline. Day 1, the infection happens, maybe from that phishing link. Days 1 through 8, it spreads silently. Then days 2 to 7, the attackers might actually be stealing your data before they encrypt anything. Only after all that, maybe day 7 or later, do your files get locked and the ransom note pops up. You often don't even know you're infected until it's way too late.
That dental practice example you gave, losing $70, shut down for 6 days, all from one click on a fake shipping email.
It shows how critical simple defenses are. Just keeping your software updated patches the known holes attackers look for, turn on automatic updates for your operating system, your browser, your security software. It takes minutes and prevents so much trouble.
Right. Okay, third category. Public Wi-Fi, rogue hotspots, and our own home routers. People really underestimate public Wi-Fi risks, don't they?
Massively. I mean, you see security demos at tech conferences where even savvy professionals connect to fake free conference Wi-Fi networks set up by researchers.
Because it's convenient and maybe looks legitimate.
Exactly. Attackers set up evil twin hotspots. Names look identical or very similar to the real network, like airport-free Wi-Fi versus airport-free Wi-Fi. You connect, and all your traffic passwords, bank logins, messages goes right through their laptop first.
And it's not just public spaces. Our home routers can be vulnerable too.
Absolutely. If you're still using the default password that came with it, if the firmware, the router's own software is years out of date, if you have unnecessary features turned on, attackers can exploit those. A compromised router can be pulled into a botnet to attack others, or it can be a gateway right into all your connected devices at home.
So, securing the home network, what are the key steps?
First, change that default admin password. It's usually on a sticker on the router itself. Make it strong and unique. Second, enable automatic firmware updates if possible. If not, set a reminder to check manually every, say, 3 months. Third, turn off things like WPS, Wi-Fi protected setup, and remote administration unless you absolutely need them. And fourth, make sure you're using WPA3 encryption if your router supports it, or at least WPA2. Big security boost from those simple changes.
And for public Wi-Fi when we're out and about?
Think in levels. Minimal safety. Only visit sites using HTTPS. Look for the padlock, but remember our earlier caution. Recommended. Use a good VPN and turn off file sharing on your device. Maximum protection, especially for banking or work. Use your phone's mobile hotspot instead. Or get a dedicated travel router. That traveler who lost credit card details to a fake airplane Wi-Fi portal learned the hard way.
So a VPN virtual private network is pretty key here.
It's a critical micro-action. It creates an encrypted tunnel for your data, protecting it even if the Wi-Fi network itself is compromised. It takes minutes to set up a subscription.
What strikes me is the common thread through all these attacks: phishing, malware, dodgy Wi-Fi. They all prey on that mix of human behavior and technology flaws.
That's exactly it. Understanding how they work takes the fear down a notch and makes it actionable.
So, core defensive habits emerge. For phishing, verify before you trust. Hover, use a separate channel.
For malware, keep everything updated. OS, apps, security tools, automate it.
And for networks, Assume public Wi-Fi is hostile. Use a VPN or your hotspot for anything sensitive.
Right. And these habits work. That No Before report showing security training cuts phishing susceptibility by 40% in 3 months. That's proof that awareness makes a huge difference.
So take a second now, listener. Which of these worries you most? Phishing, malware getting on your main computer, using cafe Wi-Fi. And what's one small thing you could do today to shore up that specific defense?
All right, let's pull back the curtain even further. Let's get inside the hacker's playbook, understand how they think. It's not always hooded figures in dark rooms, right?
Not usually, no. Increasingly, cybercrime operates like a business. They calculate risk versus reward very carefully. And the potential reward is enormous. Global cybercrime damages are projected to hit something like $10.5 trillion a year by 2025.
$10.5 trillion, that's hard to even comprehend.
It is, and their calculation is often simple. Go for the targets with valuable data but maybe fewer defenses. That often means individuals and small businesses. Think about it. A phishing kit might cost $150 to $500 to set up, but a successful campaign could easily net $5,000 to $80,000.
And the risk of getting caught seems shockingly low. Estimates suggest only about 2% of the money stolen in cybercrime is ever recovered by law enforcement. It's a high-reward, low-risk proposition for them.
So while we might think of hackers as motivated by fame or chaos, it's mostly about the money.
Primarily, yes. Financial gain drives most of it: ransoms, selling stolen data, outright fraud. But other motives exist too: corporate espionage, political hacktivism, even revenge, or just showing off technical skill. But that cost versus payout math is usually central. That $150 phishing kit netting $80 K by stealing gift card balances or loyalty points, that's a fantastic return on investment for them.
And this has led to a whole underground economy, right? This cybercrime as a service.
Exactly. It's like a dark web version of Amazon or eBay, but for crime. You've got specialized marketplaces, sellers with ratings, even customer support. You can find ransomware as a service. Criminals basically rent ransomware tools from developers and give them a cut of the profits.
So they don't even need to code the ransomware themselves.
Nope. Or they can hire initial access brokers, people whose whole job is breaking into networks and then selling that access to the highest bidder, who might then deploy ransomware or steal data.
Wow. So they're buying pre-made tools.
All the time. Fake login page generators, tools for credential stuffing, remote access Trojans or RATs that give them control of your machine. They might buy exploit kits that bundle together ways to attack known software flaws, sometimes even zero-day exploits. Those are flaws the software maker doesn't even know about yet, making them super dangerous.
0 days sound particularly scary.
They are. And they might use a dropper, a small piece of code designed just to sneak past initial defenses and then download the main malware payload.
Yeah.
Even massive attacks like DDoS can be rented by the hour, sometimes for as little as $10.
So the tech makes it possible, but it's still psychology that makes it work, explaining how we react.
Absolutely. Technology's the weapon, psychology pulls the trigger. They know how to push our buttons.
Let's recap those top manipulation triggers they use.
Sure. Number 1, urgency. Act now creates panic. 2, authority. Looks like it's from someone important: boss, bank, IRS. 3, scarcity. Limited time offer, fear of missing out. 4, curiosity. Click here to see who viewed your profile. We can't resist. 5, social proof. Your colleague already did this, makes it seem okay. And 6, reciprocity. They offer something small, making you feel obligated to click or share info.
That social media hack example, famous people's accounts compromised, offering fake crypto deals that used authority and scarcity perfectly, right, and netted over $100,000.
Exactly. They exploit our mental shortcuts, like how scarcity makes things seem more valuable, or how we look for info that confirms what we already believe: confirmation bias, or just familiarity bias. If it looks kind of right, we trust it.
So knowing all this, how do we build up our mental defenses, our mental firewalls?
The single best defense is that pause, question, verify habit loop. First, pause. Just take a breath before reacting to anything urgent or weird online. Don't click immediately. Second, question. Ask yourself, why are they sending this? What trigger are they trying to hit? Does this make sense? Third, verify. And crucially, verify through a separate channel. Don't just reply to the suspicious email or text.
So like, if you get a weird email from your bank, don't click the link in the email, go to the bank's official website yourself, or call the number on the back of your card.
Exactly. Or that urgent request from the CEO for a wire transfer. Pick up the phone and call the CEO directly on their known number. 5 minutes of verification can save thousands, even millions. Try some self-talk. What if this isn't real? What's the worst that happens if I wait 5 minutes to check? That pause is critical.
Let's look closer at one specific, very damaging attack. Business email compromise, or BEC.
Yeah, BEC is huge. Losses are in the billions globally, maybe $2.4 billion, maybe up to $12.5 billion a year. It accounts for a massive chunk, maybe 37% of all cybercrime losses. Average hit, 25K to 50K per incident.
And the pattern is often the same, right?
Very predictable. Step 1. Attacker registers a domain that looks almost identical to a real company's. Think microzerosoft.com with a zero. Step 2. Send a convincing email, pretending to be an executive, usually targeting someone in finance. Step 3. Request an urgent, often confidential, wire transfer to a new or changed bank account. Pressure is high. Step 4. The employee, stressed and trusting, makes the transfer without independent verification. Money's gone.
So preventing BEC really comes down to process and verification.
Absolutely. Check email domains meticulously, character by character. Verify any unexpected financial requests through a completely different method, phone call, face-to-face. Be super suspicious of study secrecy or urgency around payments. Confirm any changes to vendor payment details with multiple contacts. And implement dual controls. Require 2 people to sign off on transfers over a certain amount.
Okay, let's try that. Spot the scam again with a BEC example. Email from customer service at payment-secure.net. Subject, action required, unusual activity. Timestamp, 3:1 a.m. Body says, Dear valued customer, mentions an attempted overseas purchase from IP192.168.161 for $749 as suspended. Tells you not to reply, but call 1-888-555-0123. Signed, security team. Okay, red flags galore. Sender domain payment-secure.net sounds fake. Generic reading, 3:14 a.m. timestamp. Weird. That IP address, 192.168.1.1, that's a private internal network address, not something you see from an overseas attacker. That's a big technical flub by the scammer. Plus the extreme urgency, 24 hours. And telling you not to reply is designed to stop you from questioning it directly through email. And that phone number is almost certainly fake.
See, once you know the patterns, they often become really obvious. It's not about being techie. It's about awareness of the psychology and having that verification habit. That's the difference maker. Understanding why they do what they do helps you shift from feeling like a potential victim to being an informed defender. Every scam you spot is a win.
Right. Knowledge is power here. Okay, let's translate all this understanding into concrete actions. Building that personal cyber shield. A lot of breaches start with weak or reused passwords, right? So let's focus on things you can do, maybe in less than an hour, that make a huge difference. We'll hit 3 main areas: logins, devices, and backups. And maybe right now, just jot down mentally your top 3 most important online accounts. Primary email, main bank account, favorite social media. We'll give you steps to lock those down first.
Okay, pillar 1. Fortify the front door of your logins. Passwords are a pain, right? We need unique, complex ones for everything, but who can remember hundreds of random strings?
Nobody, which leads to reusing passwords or using simple variations.
Which is super dangerous. One breach at one site, and suddenly attackers have the key to many of your accounts. That's the password paradox.
So the solution, password managers.
Exactly. Think of them as secure digital vaults. They create super strong, unique passwords for every single site you use. They store them securely. They even fill them in for you automatically. The only password you need to remember is the one master password to unlock the vault itself.
And how secure are these vaults? People worry about putting all their eggs in one basket.
That's a valid concern, but good password managers use something called zero-knowledge encryption. This is key. It means your passwords are encrypted on your device before they're ever stored or synced. The password manager company cannot see your passwords, only you have the master key. So even if they got hacked, your vault remains secure.
Okay, that's reassuring. So who really needs one?
Honestly, pretty much everyone. But especially if you reuse passwords, if you forget them often, if you write them down, or if you've ever had an account taken over. Setting one up takes maybe 15 minutes. Most can import passwords already saved in your browser. They generate new, strong ones easily. Just make sure your master password is very strong but memorable. Maybe a long passphrase, like 4 random dictionary words strung together.
Any specific recommendations?
There are great options. Bitwarden has a really good free version and is open source. 1Password and LastPass are popular paid options. KeePassXC is another excellent free open source choice. Look for ones with zero-knowledge architecture and regular security audits.
Okay, strong, unique password standard. What if that second layer? 2-factor authentication, 2FA.
Crucial. It adds that check, something you know, password, plus something you have, your phone or a key. Even if someone steals your password, they can't log in without that second factor.
We hear about different types of 2FA, SMS codes.
That's the most basic kind. Codes texted to your phone. It's better than nothing, but it's vulnerable to SIM swapping attacks. That's where scammers trick your phone company into moving your number to their SIM card. Then they get your codes.
Ouch. So what's better?
Authenticator apps are much stronger. Google Authenticator, Authy, Microsoft Authenticator. They generate time-based codes right on your device, they work offline, and they aren't tied to your phone number in the same way. The absolute gold standard, though, especially for critical accounts like email or finance, is a hardware security key.
Like a UBD.
Exactly. A small USB or NFC device you plug in or tap, you have to physically possess it to log in, makes phishing almost impossible. They cost a bit, maybe $20, $50, but the protection is top tier.
And setting up 2FA is quick.
Super quick, usually under 60 seconds per account. Go to security settings, pick Authenticator app, scan the QR code with your app, enter the code it shows you. Critically important, save the backup codes they give you somewhere safe offline, then enable it. Start with those top 3 priority accounts you identified.
Done. Okay, pillar 2. Shielding devices and browsers. Logins are stronger. Now what about the computers and phones we use?
Right. The absolute simplest, most powerful defense here is updates, updates, updates. Software always has flaws. Updates patch those security holes. Attackers know people delay updates, so they specifically target known, unpatched vulnerabilities, often within days of a patch being released.
So enable automatic updates wherever possible.
Absolutely. For your operating system, Windows, Mac, iOS, Android, for your apps, for your router firmware, schedule them for overnight if you're worried about disruption. For things that don't auto-update, set a calendar reminder check once a month. And don't forget the built-in security tools your OS already has. Windows Defender Firewall, BitLocker encryption, Mac OS Firewall, File Vault encryption. Make sure they're turned on.
And the web browser. It's kind of our window to the internet and all its dangers.
It really is your first line of defense online. Use security-focused browser extensions, things that block ads and trackers, force secure HTTPS connections, integrate with your password manager, maybe warn you if your credentials show up in a breach. Always look for that HTTPS padlock, meaning the connection is encrypted. And never, ever, ever click through a browser certificate warning. That's a huge red flag. Close the tab, try accessing the site differently.
Does browser hygiene differ depending on who you are?
It can, yeah. Students on shared computers use private browsing, clear data afterwards. Freelancers with client data maybe use separate browsers for work and personal stuff. Retirees, often targeted by scams, good ad blockers and privacy extensions are essential.
Makes sense. Okay, pillar 3, encryption and that 3-2-1 backup rule.
Device encryption first. This scrambles your data so it's unreadable if your laptop or phone is lost or stolen. Most phones do it by default now, but on computers, you might need to turn it on BitLocker on Windows, File Vault on Mac. Minimal performance hit, huge security gain.
And backups, the 3-2-1 rule. Sounds like a system.
It's the gold standard. Super simple concept. Have 3 copies of your important data. Store them on 2 different types of media. Example, computer hard drive plus external drive, or computer plus cloud. Keep 1 copy off-site or in the cloud.
Why so many copies?
It protects you against everything. If your computer fails, you have the external drive. If there's a fire or theft at home, you have the cloud copy. If ransomware encrypts your computer and your connected external drive, you still have the cloud or the disconnected off-site backup.
Cloud backup seems easiest for that off-site part.
It's very convenient, usually automatic, encrypted, and offers versioning, meaning you can restore older versions of files if they get corrupted or hit by ransomware. Essential feature. Local backups, external drives, network storage are faster for restoring large amounts of data. Just make sure at least 1 local backup is kept disconnected from your network most of the time so ransomware can't reach it.
Okay, actionable steps for backup.
Enable the built-in tools first, Windows Backup, Apple's Time Machine, maybe Google Photos for pictures. Sign up for a reputable cloud backup service for your really critical files. Verify your existing backups are actually running. Takes maybe 30 minutes total to get a basic system going.
And testing them is important too.
Crucial. A backup you haven't tested is just hope, not a real backup. Once a month, try restoring a few random files. Make sure it works. Watch out for those silent failures where you think it's backing up, but it's actually not.
And tailor it to what's important to you.
Exactly. Students need their papers. Businesses need client files. Parents want those family photos safe. So your immediate action plan. 1. Install a password manager, secure top 3 accounts. 2. Enable auto updates everywhere. 3. Set up cloud backup for essential files. These micro actions hit the biggest risks right away.
Okay, we've built the initial shield. Now how do we keep it strong? Let's talk about the Cyber Shield checklist ongoing habits.
Right, because cybersecurity isn't a set it and forget it thing. It's like fitness or finances needs regular attention. Small, consistent actions are way more effective than trying to do everything once a year.
Even just 5 minutes a day.
Absolutely. 5 focused minutes can make a huge difference. We suggest tying it to a routine, like with your morning coffee or when you shut down your computer, maybe an 8-point daily quick check. 1, lock devices when you step away, always. 2, hover before clicking links, every time. 3, quick scan of inbox for anything fishy, yep. 4, verify sender on unexpected requests. Crucial. 5, any weird app notifications, check them. 6, device lock screens on, double check. 7, VPN on if you're on public Wi-Fi, essential. 8, close sensitive browser tabs before walking away.
Right.
Good habit.
And those little things have a big impact.
Huge. That 3-second hover cuts phishing risk by maybe 70%. Using a password manager autofill virtually eliminates credential stuffing breaches against you, maybe 99% effective there. On the flip side, ignoring update prompts can increase your risk of being hit by known exploits by nearly 80%. Leaving your phone unlocked for even a minute can be enough for someone to cause trouble.
Okay, daily checks covered. What about weekly?
Weekly maintenance catches things that slip through daily checks. Set aside maybe 15 minutes, same time each week. Use it to check for software updates again, especially midweek after Patch Tuesday releases. Run a full malware scan. Review app permissions. Did that game suddenly ask for microphone access? Clean out browser extensions you don't use. And just confirm your backups ran successfully.
Patch Tuesday. That's when Microsoft and others release updates.
Often, yeah. And the time attackers take to exploit newly announced flaws keeps shrinking. It was 45 days back in 2020. Now it's down to around 12 days. So weekly checks are really important now.
And reviewing app permissions helps stop that permission creep.
Exactly. Apps quietly asking for more access over time. Weekly checks help you spot and revoke unnecessary permissions. Then there's the monthly mini audit and maybe a security huddle. This takes maybe 30-45 minutes total.
What's in the monthly audit?
It's a slightly deeper dive. Maybe rotate passwords on 3 to 5 really critical accounts. Export fresh 2FA backup codes and store them safely. Review third-party apps connected to your main accounts like Google, Facebook, and remove ones you don't recognize or use. Check for old subscriptions or accounts you can delete entirely. Test restoring a full file from your backup, not just a sample. Audit your smart home devices for updates and default passwords. Review bank credit card statements closely. Check havebeenpwin.com. Again, clear out browser cache downloads.
And the security huddle.
This is great for families or small teams. Just 15 minutes. Make security a shared thing. Talk about any weird emails or texts anyone got. Share a quick security tip. Maybe assign someone to check the router firmware this month. It builds awareness and accountability.
So let's add that up. Daily, 5 minutes. Weekly, 15 minutes. Monthly, 30-minute audit plus 15-minute huddle. That's about 3.5 hours a month.
Roughly, yeah. And the key is consistency over complexity. Those regular, small efforts build a much stronger, more resilient defense than trying to do a massive security overhaul once in a blue moon. It becomes a sustainable rhythm.
Okay, we've covered a lot. Building the shield, maintaining it. Let's talk about the ongoing journey. How do you know if you're actually making progress?
That's a great question. Reflect a bit. Have you actually put, say, 3 new security habits into practice since we started talking? Do you feel even slightly more confident spotting scams? Have you maybe mentioned something you learned to a friend or family member? If yes, that's real progress. You're building digital resilience.
Maybe like a simple scorecard.
Exactly. A security scorecard. Just rate yourself, maybe 1 to 5, on credentials, password manager, 2FA, devices, updates, security settings, data protection, backups, encryption, and security habits, daily checks, verification. Note where you started, where you are now, and set a simple goal for 6 months from now. Celebrate the wins. Seeing improvement really helps keep the motivation up. Your security is stronger now than when we started.
But the threats keep changing too, right? We hear about AI being used by attackers now.
Yeah, that's definitely an emerging challenge. AI-powered phishing is getting scarily good. They can scrape your public info like LinkedIn and craft emails that perfectly mimic your boss's writing style, referencing real projects or colleagues. Hyper-personalized scams.
So how do we defend against AI phishing?
Yeah. The core defense, pause, question, verify, is still vital. But maybe with heightened suspicion. If a message creates unusual urgency about something plausible or seems too perfect or has tiny context errors, Let your spidey sense tingle. Proactive monitoring helps too. Pay attention to login alerts. Use tools that flag suspicious domains. But that verify via a different channel step becomes even more critical. Always. Especially if money's involved.
And deepfakes, voice cloning. That sounds like science fiction.
It's becoming reality. AI can clone a voice pretty convincingly from just minutes of audio. Remember that case where scammers faked a CEO's voice accent and all to authorize a $243,000 transfer?
Chilling. How do we even prepare for that?
Mental readiness is step one. Just knowing it's possible makes you less likely to be fooled. For critical communications, maybe establish verification code words with key colleagues or family beforehand. For important video calls, you could ask the person to do something specific and unscripted on camera, like hold up a random object, a sort of live verification.
And the Internet of Things keeps growing. More devices, more potential entry points.
Yep. Predictions are maybe 20 connected devices per home soon. Many have weak security, infrequent updates. So tailor your defenses. Your smart speaker or security camera needs more attention than your smart light bulb. A great step is putting all your IoT gadgets on a separate guest Wi-Fi network if your router supports it. Isolates them from your main computers and phones.
So AI phishing, deepfakes, IoT risks. These are the near-term threats to watch.
They're becoming mainstream risks now, yes. Further out, you hear about things like post-quantum cryptography threats, but these AI-driven social engineering and IoT issues are the ones impacting people today. But importantly, the fundamentals we've discussed, vigilance, verification, good habits, they still work against these newer threats too.
Which brings us to continuous learning. Security is never done.
Never. Resilience comes from constantly learning and adapting. But it doesn't have to be overwhelming. Maybe dedicate an hour or so every quarter. Read a few articles from reputable security blogs. Watch a short webinar. Use big security news stories as chances to learn. Schedule a yearly checkup of your whole approach, maybe around your birthday so you remember.
And sharing what you learn helps too.
Immensely. Expand those monthly huddles. Share articles. Play Spot the Scam with family. Bring security awareness to work. Join a good online security forum maybe. Knowledge multiplies when shared.
So it's a cycle. Learn, apply, review.
Exactly. Learn something new, apply it to your setup, review if it's working, and adjust. Each cycle makes you stronger and more confident. What seemed hard at first becomes automatic.
Okay, as we wrap up, maybe 3 final commitments for listeners.
Good idea. How about 1, revisit your security scorecard every 6 months. Track your progress. 2, subscribe to one trusted cybersecurity news source. Stay informed. 3, share one thing you learned today with one other person. Pay it forward.
Love it. Simple, actionable commitments.
Remember, the goal isn't impossible, perfect security. It's resilience. Being able to spot threats quickly, respond effectively, and recover fully if something does happen. You've got the foundation now to do that and keep doing it as things change.
So the final call to action. Take one step right now. Open your calendar, schedule that first 15-minute weekly maintenance check-in. Seriously, 5 minutes a day, 15 a week. It keeps most threats away. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.